What's about getting in the pressure cooker? What do you do when you're being pressurized? What do you do when you're in the pressure cooker? Is what I'm going to talk about. And when I was kind of like riding down and driving in the rain, so my words are kind of like to the side here. I started to think about what it takes, what type of grit, what do you have to have inside of you in order to come out of the pressure cooker better than you were when you went into the pressure cooker, right? And so one of the things that came to my mind was the movie. I was just talking to one of the people that I coach, and I was telling them a story about the movie The Martian, and how Matt Damon finds himself in a pressure cooker. He's up in space, and he's trying to figure out what he's going to do and how he's going to survive, and he starts to rattle off all these reasons why he can't do what all of the obstacles that are in the way. I was on the phone with Laura saying all the obstacles was in the way. Oh my gosh, I don't have on the right clothing. I don't have on this, I don't have on that. What am I going to do? And then what I loved about the movie was he made a decision. He was just like, I'm not going to die here. Somehow he had the wherewithal to make that decision that he wasn't going to die. And I had to make the decision, I'm coming, Laura. I'm not sure how, come hell or high water, I'm going to get there. So I really love the movie because it starts with a decision when you're in the pressure cooker to do something, right? To either fold and say, I'm done, or to say, I'm going to stand in the pressure cooker and I'm going to stand against a lot of odds. He had amazing odds that were against him. Number two, not only did he have to make a decision, for me, I had to protect the promise. I promised her that I was going to be here. I obviously sent her an email or a text, or we communicated back and forth that we were going to do it. And so I had to somehow figure out how I was going to protect that promise. And it was like, okay, Takisha, go and find a dress that doesn't have to be ironed, throw it on, get up here and go. So I had every thought. The first thought was how to protect the promise. And it was like, okay, let me get off the phone with her and get myself together and then get in the car. And so what did I do? Then I sent you a message and showed you what time I was going to be here and all of that. It was just like, okay, I made the decision. Now I have to protect the promise. Number 3, you need to stand tall and remember you are the expert. If your customer is depending on you. So when you find yourself in the pressure cooker of your business or whatever, you are the expert. You can't shrink back. I could have shrunk back and said, girl, you got this. You can do this. But it was just like, no, I'm going to protect the promise. I made this decision. I'm going to get on the road. We will switch things around. I started to create solutions. Switch things around in your program. I will get there a little bit later. You know what I'm saying? I started to think that. So that's number 4 is it is creating the solution. There's always a solution to the problem. Do you have when something comes up, when you're in the pressure cooker, you can't always rely on what happened before or whatever. I could have thought, well, maybe there's someone else. Do you know someone else that can speak in the area, that can maybe get there quicker than I can? That could have been a solution, but the solution was to just get in the car and try, right? Going back to remembering you're the expert, there's this quote that talks about shrinking back, and that's really near and dear to my heart, that shrinking back, it doesn't allow you to grow. It makes an excuse for whatever the issue is, and it doesn't allow you to grow and be the standout person, the standout business person that you are, right? Right? Okay. Right. Remember that it all works out. Trust yourself, you have to trust yourself, that it all comes together. So as I was driving, it made me think about all of the things, the events that had to happen in order for me to be able to get off the phone with her and get into the car, jump in the car. Okay, so what had to have happened was this morning or last night, I went ahead and I got gas for the rest of the week. You know what I'm saying? Or I would have been I remember getting gas saying, okay, I need to get it, but I didn't have to, and it would have caused me to be a little bit more delayed if I hadn't done that. I also have to remember that there were other things that happened today. Like I was gonna be with a client for 4 hours this afternoon. But when I got to her office, she said, I'm gonna go ahead and give you the stuff and then you can just take it with you and do the things that I need you to do away. And it just so happened that when she said that, I was about to go to my other client, but then I was like, but in between there was my house, so I stopped and said, okay, I'm gonna stop for a moment and then have lunch and then get back on the road. So when her text came over, so you see all of the different random things that had to happen in order for me to be at a place where when I don't even look at my Facebook page like that. But I heard the bing, I popped it open, I see her post, and then I'm like, oh my God, I called her, and then I'm jumping, throwing on something, and then getting in the car. So it all works together that she didn't need me this afternoon, and that she was pushing me away to go and do things at my office that stopped me at my house where I needed to be in order to get here. So I always have to trust God, trust the universe, trust in myself that when I got here that I would be able to talk, I would be able to say something, right? And then the last thing is don't buckle. And as I was saying, it's very hard when you're in pressure situations to buckle, to give up, to say, I can't do this. But what I realize in business and what business has been teaching me over the past year and a half is that in adversity, in the pressure cooker, that is when I feel like I'm at my best. Solutions come so quick. Decisions that you need to make are easy to make because you have to get the decision made right then. So to tell you just a little bit about me, I am Takisha Bromell with Grille Friday Business Solutions. I went into business for myself a year and a half ago. It was scary. I didn't know. I had all of the things that I needed in order to do what I do, but I did not think that I could do it. And that's half the battle, right? Is believing that you can do it. And so once you believe you can do it, you kind of push yourself out there to do that. I have worked as a COO of for Midnight Advisory Group, and then I also worked as a director of client engagement for Coach Michael Burke and his enterprise as a business coach. And then for me, talking to all of his customers, talking to all of the people that were connected to it, I had a really good opportunity to find out what the needs of businesses are. And normally, usually it is the back office paperwork, fulfilling the promise, right? Okay, staying in contact with your customer, also staying in contact with prospects, top of mind, and then on top of that, like processes and procedures. So Grille Friday, what we do is executive assistant work for businesses. We also do contract to close work for real estate agents. We do CRM work and things like that for businesses, and then we also are a outsourced COO firm for businesses as well. So thank you so much for listening to me. Can someone tell me what did you do when you're in a pressure cooker? One thing?
You don't shrink back. Yeah.
You don't shrink back. That's right. That's probably the biggest thing. Thank